If you're a residential builder and you're wondering how you can make better use of your website to help you stand out against your competition, this video is going to be great for you because I'm going to show you exactly how in this specific project we helped the client achieve the following things. First of all, how we've designed their website to position them as an expert. Second of all, how we've used creative copywriting to help them build their geolocation as the trusted advisor in their area. And lastly, I'm going to run through a brief overview as to what our ongoing SEO strategy looks like for this client to help them show up in search. Stay tuned. G'day guys, Matt here from Tradie Web Guys. Welcome back to another overview here where I'm running through an actual project that is actually live. This is something that we've recently just completed for a client of ours. And I want to give you guys a little bit of context here just to cast a bit of vision as to what your online strategy could look like and should look like if you are within the trade vertical. So this is a client of ours. They're a building customer. They do residential building, renovations, extensions, that kind of thing. They are located in an area of Sydney which is called the Hills District. Now, the reason why that's important is because, first of all, it forms the backbone of the better part of their strategy. This was a website rebuild project as well as an ongoing SEO campaign. And I'm going to run you through what that looks like. First of all, when they came to us, the initial, I suppose, goal they were wanting to achieve is they wanted to be more visible in search. So that straight away says, okay, well, they need marketing for that to happen. But of course, in the interest of getting good results, we want to make sure that when we do generate leads and traffic, we're driving them towards a website which is going to represent their business professionally and convert those leads into marketing qualified leads. Of course, their first website here, their existing website, I'm going to show you, is very old fashioned. Lots of lovely fluoro, a very dated logo, and essentially lacking a lot of content. So essentially it had no chance whatsoever of showing up in search. So when we've rebuilt this website, I can show you now, it's a lot more professional, nice new logo design on there, looks very professional, speaks very well to their industry and their vertical as well, which is fantastic. However, I want to talk to you, the color scheme's also changed a little bit. You'll see we've sort of gone away from the typical fluoro by design. So this is a lot nicer color to digest than the fluorescent green on the old website and branding. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how to represent yourself professionally. Now, you guys need to understand that a lot of things that you do today from a marketing point of view is going to drive traffic back to your website. So you want to make sure that once people get there, they have a first good impression, because as the saying goes, you don't get a second chance at a first impression. So you can see here that this has been a beautifully designed and laid out, this website, and it really does represent the caliber of a professional business, and they are a professional business. We want to help them tell that story better. Nice services here, which we'll likely be adding to as this project progresses. Nice photographs here of jobs they've done. You'll be seeing on this site, looking forward, things like comprehensive project galleries, which tell stories of jobs that they've done with photos and things like that. Nice project case study testimonials from clients that jobs they've done. So this is really important for social proof. And you can see here we've cleaned up the footer, the navigation, got all the business details and all that kind of stuff down in the footer there. So it's just a nice looking, clean website. I mean, essentially when traffic ends up on this website, we're thinking, okay, cool. This guy he obviously looks the part, so he knows what he's doing. Without going too much into the content side of things, I want to talk to you guys about how we were able to use creative copywriting to help him show up in search. Now, when we briefed this client initially, he came back and he said, well, I want to be known as residential builders and renovations in Sydney. Now, a red flag went off when I heard that, because I know from a strategic point of view that in most cases, clients that say that can't really service that sort of market. And what I mean is, where this guy is located, it's a very affluent area. It's a wonderful part of Sydney. There's a lot of fantastic work that can be generated from within that area. The last thing he wants is to be traveling 4 hours across Sydney in peak hour to do a quote for somebody. So the campaign then, after questioning and speaking to the client, the campaign then evolved from being a campaign that was targeting the entire city to a campaign that's going to be targeting his area. Now, it's important that you know, guys, that this is not always the be-all end-all. It can evolve beyond this as the campaign progresses, but the point is, at the moment, he's only got 3 guys working for him, and we want to make sure that he's pretty close to base because we want to cut down his travel time. We don't want to add to it. So a lot of the stuff that you're going to see on this website is speaking to the area that he's in, and that is specifically by design. And his SEO campaign looking forward is to help position him as the expert within that area. So the tip here, guys, is don't try to bite off more than you can chew. I advise you guys to, where applicable, plant your flag as the expert in whatever area it might be that you are close enough to base that it justifies that campaign structure, and own it. And then once you start owning it, then you're in a position where if you want, and if it's valid, you can then expand that reach bit by bit, geographical area by geographical area. But by no means do you need to do that straight off the bat. You'll see on things like his service pages, a lot of the content that is written there is speaking specifically to the area that he's in, which is the Hills District. And a lot of the content in there reflects that as well, and some of the other areas that he services. But primarily, we want people to understand that he's the go-to guy in this area. So all of this content has been professionally copywritten. It's essentially on-page SEO, if you want to call it that, but it's basically designed to let the visitors know, okay, well, this is who the company is, this is who they serve, this is where they operate, and this is why we want to engage with them. The last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the ongoing SEO campaign, and I've kind of touched on a lot of those variables within that last comment, but the point I want to drive home here is you don't need to be everything to everyone. In fact, in most cases, it will serve you very well if you can really plant that flag in a specific area for a specific service. Now, again, this guy does do residential building, renovations, extensions, and that kind of thing. But in truth, I think it's probably going to likely head towards more of the renovations and extensions side of things than new builds. So we want to get the ball rolling a little bit before we can completely ascertain that through data, but that's likely where it will end up. As part of the ongoing strategy, we want to make sure, okay, we want to build a solid foundation for him in this location for these services. And we don't want to be getting leads from all over the city, because in reality, we can't service those leads for him. So he doesn't have enough team members to get there. He doesn't have the reach. He doesn't want to travel that far. He doesn't need to travel that far because the area he's in is fantastic, and it will definitely, there's definitely enough work there for him. So from an ongoing marketing point of view, we're really going to plant that flag for him. And then as we get a bit of momentum with the campaign, as it's not even live yet, then we're going to see some trends, and we're going to be able to make smart decisions based on facts and data. Anyway, guys, that's this case study for Holden Constructions. I hope that's cast a bit of vision and a bit of clarity to you if you're in the space of wanting to potentially get your website or your search engine presence updated. Then we would love to have a chat with you. So head across to tradiewebguys.com.au. Here's the link right there, and I look forward to chatting to you. Ciao.